In this video, I'm going to talk about Polkadot versus Cosmos ecosystems. Those two blockchains are both dubbed Internet of Blockchains or Blockchain of Blockchains, and they have similar role in the whole crypto market. Namely, both Polkadot with Substrate and Cosmos with Cosmos Hub give access to builders to actually build parachains in the case of Polkadot, or zones in the case of Cosmos, which are blockchains that are using the Cosmos ecosystem, and it's easy to build the whole blockchain anew from what is already done on Polkadot and Cosmos. And they also solve the problem of interoperability. If you use one of the SDKs, either from Polkadot or from Cosmos, you can easily connect to the main hub, to the main ./Cosmos hub, but also it's easy to bridge across different chains, it's easy to connect across different chains. So altogether they really solve this problem of having this lonely blockchains that is super hard to go from one chain to another. Both with Polkadot and with Cosmos you have really this Internet of Blockchains. So I wanted to understand the differences between the two. Both are super popular, so definitely, as you will see in a moment, there are many blockchains built on Polkadot or on Cosmos, and there's no one clear winner. Also, Atom, the coin of Cosmos, or Dot, the coin of Polkadot, are super popular. They are regularly in top 50, so you will see that as well. Let's get started with the comparison. Actually, I'm going to start with the wiki from Polkadot, because I think it's the easiest to explain the model for both. Polkadot is using the sharded model, and basically the difference is that the shards of Polkadot are called parachains, and those parachains are the new blockchains that people are creating. And the main difference between Polkadot and Cosmos is that on Polkadot you have one main relay chain, which secures all the blockchains. So if you want to chain one of the parachain, you would have to reorganize the relay chain itself. So this is written here. All parachains share state within the entire system, meaning that the chain reorganization of a single parachain would require a reorganization of all parachains and the relay chain. This is not the case with Cosmos, where you have more independency, but you also have more risk, because every hub, in this case every zone, so zone is the analog of a parachain, has to run its own validator, and as zones do not share state, a reorganization of one zone would not reorganize other zones, meaning each message is trust bound by the recipient's trust in the security of the sender. So this is the main difference between the both approaches. You have more independence on the Cosmos side, but more risk as well, and everything is more secured on Polkadot with one relay chain, but it's also more rigid. So this is more on the model side. Apart from that, there are of course differences on the consensus side, but both are proof of stake blockchains, and there are different minor differences between how the staking works because of that, how message is passed, how governance works, and so on. I'm going to link the Polkadot wiki, but also want to show you this text by Blockchain Council, pretty great one that I found. Generally speaking, not much is written about this comparison. I don't know why, because it seems to be super natural to compare Polkadot to Cosmos, as the two are the biggest such ecosystems where they're trying to build this kind of a layer zero of blockchains where everything is interconnected. Also, the cool stuff from my perspective is that both with Polkadot and Cosmos, you can easily connect to Ethereum or other EVMs. You can easily connect to also Solana or a bunch of other blockchains, which is really, really great thing. In the end, I think once we go past this juvenile style of blockchain, we'll be able to basically chain everything together and, you know, one loving blockchain with some small applications all together. So generally speaking, a bit of history here from Blockchain Council. Basically, Polkadot was founded by Gavin Wood, one of the co-founders of Ethereum, who left Ethereum, started Polkadot, and basically started building Polkadot here. You have proof of stake plus proof of authority, being that you have only a certain number of entities that are able to become the validators But apart from that, and this is related to relay chains, the main structures, it's also written here. The relay chain is a core component of Polkadot's infrastructure. It can perform validation, which means it is responsible for ensuring that the parachains in its system are running smoothly. The relay chain also allows parachains to communicate with each other as well as with external blocks. So relay chain is mostly run by the Polkadot Foundation. On the Cosmos side, you have those hubs plus zones. So hubs being basically relay chains, zones being parachains in the terminology of Polkadot. However, you have more flexibility. You don't have to reorganize the hub in order to change entirely what's in the zone. Yeah. This is how it works. So there are two main parts of the Cosmos, hub and zones, and you have Cosmos SDK to start building on everything. With Polkadot, it's called Polkadot Substrate. So if you want to build your own blockchain, you can either choose Polkadot Substrate or Cosmos SDK to start. And I will give you examples in a moment of different blockchains that chose those kind of SDKs for their own chains, including like Terra Luna or some of AI blockchains that you're probably very well know, and so on. So each zone, here we're in a Cosmos case, we have the hub being the central chain, while each zone is a blockchain affiliated with the hub. The zones communicate with each other through the Cosmos hub. Theoretically, you can have more hubs. I think the Cosmos hub is the main one right now, but you can have more hubs that communicate with each other and the zones around them. Somehow similar to having a relay chain and parachains, but it's less rigid here than with the Polkadot ecosystem. Again, proof of stake ecosystem. The consensus mechanism might be a bit different. That's explained in a Polkadot wiki if you want to read that part. And you have this ecosystem for communication, and you have the inter-blockchain communication protocol. This is the thing for communicating between the blockchains and allowing the communications between blockchains within and outside of the Cosmos network. So peg zones also allow that. So this is the whole model. This is a good comparison for the shared model, bridge hub model. So this is more of the bridging side. This is shared. There is architecture. You have relay chain is the main chain, and all other chains are known as parachains. And here on the Cosmos side, you have main chain is the hub, and all other connected chains are known as zones. For the governance, you have multi-cameral governance. Here you have coin vote signaling, scalability. Pretty much can reach 1 million TSP with parachains. This on the Cosmos side, it's not written exactly how much you can reach, but I would assume it's pretty similar in the end. Upgrades. So this on the left is not possible without hard forks, and on the right hand side, Cosmos is more upgradable in the end. So this is it for the short comparison. I wanted to understand that myself because thinking about starting, your own blockchain is a really cool thing. So I wanted to delve into the detail of that. So let's get started with some of the blockchains that are built on Polkadot and are built on Cosmos. You can see that there are a lot of them. Of course, in the ecosystem on the top, you have the Dotcoin or a Cosmos Atom coin in both examples. With Polkadot, you have a lot of architecture. I was just recently talking about Astar, which is built on Polkadot, but you have apps like Chainlink and Compound. Those are the infrastructure apps, or DeFi with the Compound. You have Anchor, which also exists on Cosmos for the infrastructures. Then Kusama, which is like the experimental chain for Polkadot. And then you have Ocean Protocol, which is one of those data/AI crypto coins. And then you have a bunch of other chains as you can see. I was also talking about, for example, Phala Network, Covalent. Those are AI coins. MXC, which is the coin from Maxi, the exchange, Polka Starter, the launchpad. So you have a bunch of interesting stuff here. All are built using Polkadot Substrate and are built as parachains. So this is interesting. On the other hand, we have Cosmos. So the top again is Atom, top 20 in the system, in the ranking of all coins by the market cap. Polkadot was number 12. So then we have Kronos, which is coming from crypto.com website. We have Terra Luna, Thorchain. I was all talking about those chains pretty recently. You have Osmosis, Oasis, Kava, so a bunch of also AI data chains. So Fetch AI, for example, I was also talking about Fetch. You have Anchor, which was on Polkadot, Cadena, which is another great example of AI/data blockchain. So a bunch of stuff that is being built on Cosmos that is very, very interesting. And again, it's super easy to connect between one of those ecosystems. Oh, and of course, I have to mention Canto. Which I was already talking a lot. Canto is also built on Cosmos. However, it's so easy to connect with Ethereum that actually you might don't even know that it's on Cosmos. You might think it's just a standard EVM. However, it's super easy to interact with those kind of EVMs built on Cosmos with MetaMask that, you know, it's easy to forget. But Canto is also on Cosmos, and this is a pretty cool example. Maybe I can find it somewhere below. I guess it's on the, yeah, I have to probably, okay, it's not written even in the top Cosmos ecosystem tokens right now. But anyway, Canto is built on Cosmos SDK, which is pretty cool, I think, and there are examples like that. So you have a lot of blockchains that you don't even know that are using some kind of this infrastructure. From the developer's perspective, it's super easy, either using Cosmos or using Polkadot, because you really get access to all the tools you need for starting your own blockchain, and you don't have to think from scratch about all the consensus mechanisms, all the architecture, thinking about the different incentives. You get all that inbuilt within with using SDK either from Polkadot or Cosmos, which is pretty cool. That's it for this video. I wanted to have this short overview of Polkadot versus Cosmos because I don't think people talk enough about those two ecosystems, and also I will probably cover more chains, parachains or zones on my channel in the future videos. So if you want to see that, subscribe to the channel. I also cover a lot of new chains, new airdrops, new NFT collections, so you don't want to miss that. Subscribe and see you in the next video.